Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going over the recent primaries in both Virginia's governor races for Republicans and Democrats, with the general election in Virginia now set up to go. So, I'll get to the most recent news that former governor of Virginia, Terry Mcauliffe, who's the former governor, I believe he served from 2009 to 2013, won the Democratic primary on Tuesday night. I'm recording this, by the way, on Tuesday night, so right after. I'm just going to scroll down here. Terry Mcauliffe won. He won the Democratic primary with 304,000 votes, 62% to 20%. Very, very big, substantial win for Terry Mcauliffe. And then, if you haven't seen it yet, I did a video a few weeks ago going over Republican nominee Glenn Youngkin. And Glenn Youngkin, let me scroll down here, he won the state convention. It's tough because the state convention is different from a state primary, so there isn't as much turnout on the Republican side as on the Democratic side, which stinks because for me, one of the big indicators early on in the race is how competitive it will be is turnout in the primary. But since there's a state convention on the Republican side, you can't really use that. But either way, the general election is now set up. It'll be former Governor Terry Mcauliffe running against Republican nominee Glenn Youngkin. Now, what do we know about this race? We know that Terry Mcauliffe is very popular. However, in my opinion, I think the Republicans nominated the best possible Republican candidate. I think that Amanda Chase, who I don't have anything too specific to say is wrong with her, in terms of being the Republican nominee, she's very, very pro-Trump. And the state of Virginia has shown that it is not a pro-Trump Republican state. The state has been trending Democrat more and more in the most recent years, but if a Republican's going to be competitive, you can't be 100% pro-Trump. And Glenn Youngkin, I don't think fills that mold. Glenn Youngkin, to me, is a businessman outsider who's going to run on trying to make Virginia better. He's not going to run on being the Donald Trump in Virginia, which we saw some success in 2020. I don't have it pulled up, but Mark Warner, popular senator, against Daniel Gade, the Republican. Daniel Gade ran on making Virginia better and not necessarily as running to be Donald Trump's voice. And he actually did a lot better than a lot of polls predicted, and he outperformed a lot of, well, I wouldn't say outperform expectations, but he kind of did. And I remember reading a political article where either a few Democratic strategists credited Daniel Gade with not running on the pro-Trump 100% Trump style in Virginia. So Glenn Youngkin, I think, is in a very good position to run on that way of being his own person and his own Republican. And I bring this up because this is important because this is 2020. Joe Biden beat Donald Trump by 10%, 54.1% to 44%. And this is in a presidential race. So the turnout is going to be a lot lower than this. But I wanted to show you 2020 first because this is the most recent news we have. I'm not going to show you Terry McAuliffe's past race in 2013. Or in 2009, excuse me. No, was it 2013? Yes, no. It was Bob McDonnell was the governor from 2009 to 2013. And then Terry McAuliffe from 2013 to 2017. Excuse me, I messed up on that earlier. But either way. This is the map, 2020, Biden versus Trump. You notice in Virginia, just from the outside, you'll think, oh, there's a lot of red in the state. Well, you might think that. But these red counties out here are the rural counties. These are often very, very tiny in population. And then if you go down here to the Virginia Beach area, you'll see it's blue. This is very, very important because this is where the population starts to get bigger. You'll also notice 52-46, 52-46. These two counties are the swing counties of Virginia near the Virginia Beach area. If a Republican's being competitive in the state of Virginia, these two counties these two counties are going Republican. Even by a little bit, these two counties need to be red for a Republican to be competitive in Virginia. So if a Republican candidate is going to win Virginia, they have to win all the rural counties, which are tiny, but just a few thousand votes adds up. And then if a Republican can win down here, or at least do better, and win Virginia Beach and Chesapeake County, it puts a Republican in play. That does not mean the Republican will win. The reason a Republican won't win is because of these counties, Loudoun, Fairfax, and Prince William. This is the Northern Virginia suburbs. If you watch Election Night with John King and the Magic Wall, you'll know when it comes to Virginia, he always talks about these three counties because these three are the suburbs of Washington, D.C. And if you know anything about D.C., you know there's a lot more government jobs in the last 15, 20 years. So the population in D.C. and the surrounding Virginia suburbs is skyrocketing. That's why you'll see Loudoun County 61-36 for Biden over Trump. Prince William 62-35. Fairfax 69, pretty much 70-28. These are very big numbers. And it wasn't always this way. I'm going to show you the 2012 presidential race, Barack Obama versus Mitt Romney. Much closer race. Mitt Romney is much more of a Virginia-type Republican, establishment Republican, not very Trump-like at all. This is the type of Republican that performs well in the state of Virginia. Barack Obama did win, but he only won 50.8 to 47.8, so he won by 3%. Much better than losing by 10%. Go up to these counties. Loudoun, 51-47. Prince William, 57-41, a big win. Fairfax, 59-39, 20-point win, about 16-point win, and then about a 4-point win. So Biden won all three of these counties, and Romney lost the state by 3. That's with him winning Virginia Beach by 2%, coming up just short by 1.1% in Chesapeake, and really turning up the vote in rural Virginia. A Donald Trump candidate will win the rural Virginia part, probably even more than Romney did. But Romney was competitive enough by winning Virginia Beach. He probably needed to win Chesapeake, but he only lost it by about under 1,000 votes or so. So Mitt Romney pretty much did what he had to do and only lost the state narrowly because of these three Virginia suburb counties. Again, 4 points, 16 points, 20 points. Let's go back to 2020. 61-36. That's quite a big difference from 4%. And now we go down to Prince William, 62-35. That's a pretty big increase from 16%. 69-70-28. Quite a big increase from 20%. See, you see what I mean? President Trump being on the ballot hurts Republicans in the state of Virginia. Not to say President Trump hurts Republicans everywhere. President Trump definitely helps out in the Rust Belt states. But in a state like Virginia, where a Republican's trying to become governor, you have to win Virginia Beach, you have to win Chesapeake, and you have to do much better in the Northern Virginia suburbs. If Glenn Youngkin wants any chance at winning, he needs the Northern Virginia suburbs to look like Mitt Romney suburbs and not Donald Trump suburbs. The problem is Romney did pretty much better than every Republican at the presidential level. Well, actually, since John McCain, which isn't that too far back, but Romney did the best out of every Republican since 2008 in Virginia in the northern suburbs and still lost by 3%. Ed Gillespie ran a very competitive Senate race in 2014 where he pretty much replicated Romney's numbers and did a little bit better, but still lost because these three counties, actually Loudoun County voted for Ed Gillespie, but these three counties gave Mark Warner, then Senator first term, the win. So this is the issue. Glenn Youngkin wants to win. He needs the map to look more like this and less like this. The issue is Terry Mcauliffe, former governor, won the Democratic primary big, and all approval polls so far show he's very, very popular and likely to win re-election in a state that is trending more and more Democratic, especially in the age of Donald Trump at the top of the Republican Party. So does that mean Glenn Youngkin can't win? No, I think Glenn Youngkin could win, but if I was a betting man, I would say Terry Mcauliffe is favored to win this race. The one scenario I can see where Glenn Youngkin wins is Glenn Youngkin runs his campaign like perfectly, where he talks about making Virginia better, putting Virginians first, and kind of, honestly, the Biden-Harris administration, something happening that makes them like really, really unpopular, and Glenn Youngkin saying they've ripped off Virginia and I can make it better. Terry Mcauliffe is friends with Biden and Clinton and all that. So Glenn Youngkin has to have the perfect campaign. He needs some sort of scandal to happen with the Biden-Harris administration. And I think he needs very low voter turnout. I think a lot of people might just see Terry Mcauliffe at the top of the ticket and assume, oh, he's going to win re-election. Why would I go out and vote? If that happens in a perfect storm, Glenn Youngkin might be able to make it closer. But you're asking a Republican to win a statewide race against a former governor who is very, very popular, where no Republican has won a statewide race since 2009 with Governor Bob McDonnell. So, I mean, 12 years now, no Republicans won statewide, running up against the former governor who's very popular. It's going to be a tough fight for Glenn Youngkin. But, I mean, this might be the shot because I don't believe there's any Senate races up in 2022 for Virginia, and I think Tim Kaine is up in 2024. I think that'd be 8 years. Yeah, 2024. So if Republicans want to try to win Virginia back statewide, this is the chance to do it. And maybe 2021 low voter turnout might be a referendum for what 2022 is to come, but the general election is set. We have Terry Mcauliffe, Democrat, versus Glenn Youngkin, the Republican. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below telling me what you think of this race and who you think is going to win. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.